and I'm trying to pull up their top picks in the draft. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I won't be able to do it. Oh, no, I think I got it. So if I go back to Tim Couch was 1999. So before Tim Couch, their first picks in the draft were Derek Alexander, Antonio Langham. You remember Antonio Langham, ball out of Alabama. Tommy Vardell, Eric Metcalf. I was a big Eric Metcalf fan. I love Eric Metcalf. Boy, he used to run that ball. He looked so pretty running that football. So really, and the Browns were okay the years before Tim Couch. Some of the years. They weren't ever great. But the years when they had Bernie Kosar and Ozzie Newsome going way back and cats like that, they were okay. They weren't bad like we know the Cleveland Browns to be right now. So Tim Couch got drafted in 1999. And then after Tim Couch, it was Courtney Brown, my homeboy, who regretfully didn't pan out too much in the NFL. Then after that, they got Braylon Edwards, who was okay. They got Cameron Wembley, the linebacker out of Florida State, really didn't live up to the hype. Joe Thomas, the offensive tackle, pretty damn good. Alex Mack, pretty good, but they let him go, and Falcons picked him up, and the rest is history. Trent Richardson was a bust. Brandon Wheaton was a bust. Johnny Manziel was a bust. Corey Coleman was a bust. Yeah, it's all Tim Couch's fault. Yeah. Grego makes a very good point. If you look back from Tim Couch, 1999 till now, Couch started this horrible run of bad draft picks. Yeah. From Dre Wells says, nobody worse than Jamarcus Russell besides Ryan Leaf. You'll find out here in a second. From Clay True to the Game Davis, top 5 bust, Tim Couch, David Carr. Ooh. I think David Carr, he was bad. Clearly he was bad. But I think a lot of it had to do with that offensive line. You remember David Couch got sacked, or David Carr got sacked more his rookie year and his second year in the league than like anybody in NFL history in their first 2 years of starting. They beat the hell out of Tim or David Carr. Ryan Leaf, Brady Quinn. I forgot about Brady Quinn. He's bad too. And Brandon Wheaton. Brady Quinn's another cat that came after Tim Couch that just continued in a long line of horrible draft picks for the Cleveland Browns. Like to recover, to get back on top after all of these picks that you've selected literally over the last almost 20 years, it's going to take a miracle. Like, it's hard to recover from a first-round pick that sucks. And you've done it over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, like, it's hard to recover, man. Like, it's just like, and follow me on this now. If for my fantasy players, it's hard to win a fantasy league if you draft a player in the first round and they don't pan out. You know, I'm telling you. Like, if your first round pick don't ball out of control for the amount of money that you spend on them, once again, a good comparison to the NFL. If you're a fantasy football player and you've had it happen before where you took a guy that you thought was a can't miss and he was going to produce for you and he got hurt, or he just, for some reason regressed and you didn't get the production that you thought you were, like, it's damn near impossible to win in fantasy football if your first pick don't ball out of control. And the same thing with the Cleveland Browns. They have had pick after pick after pick after pick suck. Yeah. From JY3, how the hell is someone going to gamble on Mitch T ass? GTFOH. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, there's no indicator at all outside of the fact that he's got this prototypical size. There's nothing that indicates that Mitch Trubisky is going to pan out. Now, he may end up go on and be one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, but you shouldn't think that. Like, you shouldn't think that. A GM of a team scouts There's no reason for them to think that based on what he's done in his career. There's absolutely no reason to think that's going to be the case, that he's going to turn out to be this great quarterback. None. From B. Jones, Watson didn't win no damn Heisman, Doug. Did I say that? I may have said that in talking about Deshaun Watson. No, he didn't win the Heisman. Who won the Heisman last year? Lamar Jackson won it this year, but who won it the year before when he was in contention for it? I can't even remember right now. Somebody will tell me in the chat room. From Jan from Snellville, JY3 led him. Deshaun is the real deal. Hope he goes to the Texans or Kansas City. Yeah, I like the Kansas City thing. What pick do the Texans have in the draft? I mean, the Texans need a quarterback. That's the good thing about this Deshaun Watson thing. Y'all know I'm rooting for the young man, obviously. The good thing about it is, man, he may not go first, which means he won't go to, the Cleveland Browns, and get bogged down in all of this shit. He might go to a fairly good team if he gets drafted middle to late round. Yeah, I really like the idea of Kansas City, man, with getting paired up with Andy Reid. And I made the comparison between him yesterday. We talked about the quarterbacks. I made the comparison between him and he kind of reminds me, the game is kind of reminds me a little bit of Donovan McNabb. And then, Andy Reid in Kansas City, they need a quarterback. I mean, Alex Smith is all right, but you can't expect a lot more than Alex Smith. He's kind of reached and hit a ceiling. I think that's a real good look. From Cornelius Small, Doug, Petey Pablo can still be a one-hit wonder if he has other hit songs with another artist or a chart topper, or another album like Freak a League. I do like Freak a League. You're right. Maybe I'm not giving Petey Pablo enough credit. From Gilliard Road's Fine, the Saints need a new secondary. That secondary is from JUCO. Who do we have here? Jan from Snellville, laughing my ass off at Kesey. Do you have any artists with a positive message? From Gilliard Road's Fine, is Kesey, the beat's good. Oh, we played one of my man Kesey, who hosts the Kicking It with Kesey show here on WSME, manages or kind of promotes record artists, music artists. And I think one of the songs we played in the last break was one of Kesey's, and they like to cuss a lot. Ducking and Dodging Bab is trying to make a bet. From Gilliard Road's Finest, pastor in Brunswick sentenced to 35 years of prison, life on probation. That dude going to die in prison if he's almost 50. The Big Apple Bastard, he says, I'm screenshotting the disrespectful ninjas in the chat. From T-Dub, Blasphemy Doug. What's blasphemy, T-Dub? Explain. From Grego. Grego says, and I lost the message just now. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm sorry, Grego, I lost your message. From Kicking It with Kesey, he says, yep, T-Dub, Ridley Court, Lincoln Park, 757, who puts on the great anti-violence event annually with the ABU Unity Fest, ABYS, etc. From Rough Buff, Bab, bet was Fugazi anyway. What bet? For new people to the show, Big Apple Bastard made a bet with one of the other listeners, Texas Ty. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it. But Big Apple Bastard owes another Stewie his whole paycheck. From Rough Buff, X-Squad says, don't forget he spent $5 million on strippers and lean. Jamarcus Russell. Wow. Oh, my Lord. This man ballooned up to 300 pounds, wasted a lot of his money on scissor. Got to be more careful. From RC, lean is what took out DJ Screw. That's right. Your boy Lil Wayne's been having some bouts with that scissor. Admitted to the hospital a couple of times, man. Always, every time you see Lil Wayne, he got that damn cup in his hand. So for people that don't know, scissor, street name, I think they call it lean. I have no idea about it. I just heard about it a couple of years ago from the youngins. But basically, it's cough syrup. Evidently, cough syrup gets you real high. And I don't know. I think they mix it. I'm trying to remember how I've heard them talk about it on rap songs. I think they mix syrup, cough syrup with like Sprite or something like that. And they drink it. Yeah. These youngins around here drinking cough syrup. Yeah. From Big Apple Bastard, Corey Al Davis wanted to trade down before the draft. Nobody wanted the number 1 pick. Do your homework, Corey. I don't remember the details about how he got picked, but I know he got picked by the Raiders, and they still regretting it till this day. Seems like they finally turned around. I talked about Tim Couch and the downfall of the Cleveland Browns, or the further downfall of the Cleveland Browns. Once again, Cleveland, in my lifetime, has never been anything slightly above average. But, yeah, Tim Couch was the downfall, the beginning of the end for the Cleveland Browns. Long, hard years for the Oakland Raiders, man, after the Jamarcus Russell pick. I mean, there's no denying that. Many years, and finally, after many different coaches and GMs and players coming in and out and free agents coming in and out, and it looks like they finally got everything back on track with David Carr, but that was a long run of just futility. Yeah. From Gilliard Road's Finest, 600 here with the VART, 19141, all those infantry units. Gilliard Road's Finest, always talking military in the chat room on Spreaker.com. From Dre Wells, promethazine and codeine mixed with soda equals purple drink. Boo. And that's what took out, I think that's what took out Pimp C. I think Pimp C died of an overdose of lean scissor. I'm pretty sure that's how he died, which is crazy. Really? The way you choose to die is by drinking children's cough syrup? Got to be more careful. All right, when we get back from the break, man, the number 1 NFL bust of all times, draft bust of all times, coming up next. And Sereena Williams, man, one of her detractors, man, she claps back. Somebody hating on her and her little baby. Why would you do that? Back in 3 minutes. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
Or direction, thoughts put down for perfection, for dead in minds, resurrection, for hard heads a lesson, towards the feeling, true confessions, daily movement, progression, handle minds with aggression, respect my essence not to get caught in intersections, like a lethal weapon, or safety for protection, here today be here for tomorrow, granted like words and scriptures for you to follow, pay attention, not all man's have good intentions, likely to stay in one dimension, put in place with discretion, know you're rating this one, see how deep things get, pure elevation, set it off to cure a nation. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scripture for you to follow. My man. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scriptures for you to follow. My brah. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scriptures for you to follow. My seed. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Cock this so it's balance the bullets. We all holding full clips. Ways of the world forever. Keep my peeps in bullshit. Drama that. Another episode of the habitat. You see it ill and abstract. We live it real and that's that. Reality fact. See your brother lying on his back and another brother holding the gap. Cain and Abel had they beef a while back. Not for everything. Niggas should react. Bodies dumped out on the floor like a Roots video. You gotta see the show. You not living like you want more. My brother is my keeper. Spray your block with with street sweeper. Heard the code of the sleeper. Why you wanna live high? Why for Grim Reaper? Live your life, get the thumping through your speaker. Only the few come around where the chosen run. You still have wits when I hold for